Hey everybody, Steve Chase here. I want to talk about mapping your products and services in QuickBooks Online. Ideally, you're watching this when you're setting up your QuickBooks account on day one. However, for those of you that have a QuickBooks Online account for years, you might want to use this as a way to troubleshoot and discover some improper setups. So the first thing that we need to worry about, think about is that each product or service that you create in QuickBooks that applies and gets a map to an income account. So we're going to think about how you would like your profit and loss statement to look as far as how you need to differentiate income sources if you need to, or what kind of buckets you'd like to put them into to see how your revenue sources are coming based on your product and services that you sell. And then optionally, some of you have payments that go out as well that you record bills and you'd like to have those be mapped. And we should map money out transactions to an expense account or a cost of goods account. So let's take a look on how we can do this. Hey, let's take a look at the products and services list by clicking on the gear icon. Go to list and you can click product and services. What you'll see here is a list of all of your products on the left. It will display the service type or inventory or just kind of what non-inventory item type it is. Each item has a type. But the most important one that I see that's missing is the income account. And so super important that you know how to display the income account. You can click on the gear icon here. And then it will give you a chance to show the income account and the expense account. Might as well add them both here, okay? You click back on the gear icon, and then it's really tiny. You have to kind of stretch it out like this, putting your mouse on the dividing line, stretch out kind of like Excel columns. Okay, so you should go through your account and take a look at how they were set up here. Every item that appears on the invoice is going to show what the customer sees. This is as you have it in a description here. And then behind the scenes is an income account. Okay, so, but the default income account is going to be sales. So it would take effort to change that every time you set it up to a different income account that you like. If you are going to want to change all of them in the past, there's a little button here that says also update this account in historical transactions. So this really would go behind in the past and update to map the income account to something differently than what you had originally set it up to do here. So I'm going to leave mine how it was. I like the consulting income here. Okay. All right. You can send this to Microsoft Excel if you want to analyze your list. If you have a lot on your items here, you can show your income and expense counts and then select this little button right here that will open up the product service list in Excel. And then from here, that will give you the ability to see right, like right here, what kind of information you have as far as your income account goes. And if you have purchasing software as well, where that's going when it hits perhaps a purchase order that gets converted to a bill. So let's take a look at these income accounts here and take a look to see how they will configure into the profit and loss statement. Okay, so I'm gonna go to reports, click the profit and loss statement, also called the income statement. I could display it by months. And now I can start to really see my consulting income has nothing in July here. Okay, sales, services, subscription revenue, training. This really gives me some good insight on that. Now, I would not be able to expand this all if everything was mapped to sales. If I had everything by default just going to sales, then I would just have one number and I would see it all in there. And so for some businesses, that's okay. But for others, if you really want to stretch it out and get little bit more detailed. You'll have to think about this from a business owner perspective, and ultimately, the decision's up to you and how you would like to create your budgeting and forecasting of revenue items coming through here. So you can do it in QuickBooks. You just got to know how. You got to go into the gear icon, products and services, and you need to go to every single item on your list and determine, is it the correct income account? So this subscriptions revenue right here, let's take a look at going back to the profit and loss report, because I want to show you this has two accounts. It has subscription revenue and end user licenses. Okay, real quick here, I'm going to click edit here. So notice that we have for the income account subscriptions revenue, and then I've checked this box here that says I purchase this product service from a vendor, and that typically means that you're going to map an expense account or a cost of goods account to that on the outward money going outward when you pay for it. So that's how that's going to be. We're going to run the profit and loss report to show you how those items come about. So profit and loss. So notice that we have $60,000 roughly in subscription revenue, and then I come down to the end user licenses. I'm going to open up this 8,633. Okay, and I'm going to open up a bill here. So just go ahead and discover here that we've got a bill to Microsoft. Notice how my product here says end user software licenses, and this is an item that can appear that I pay for, money going out, that gets mapped to that cost of goods account for subscriptions. But I can also use that same product service for an invoice. So notice in the top left hand corner I've got a bill open. That's going to always be money out transactions. The little trick here is if you're in the middle of a bill and you want to see where these mappings are, we can click more, and down below there's going to be an option for transaction journal. I like this because it will show me behind the scenes how the mappings are set up here. So I can see that it's crediting accounts payable. That's a liability, so it's a normal liability as a credit. And then it's debiting end user software licenses. And that is our expense account here, and that's the right method there. It's a debit, so a normal expense account is a debit. That's going to hit the profit and loss there. So I hope this video was helpful. Make sure that when you're setting up your accounts that you really want to be thinking about how you'd like to have these reports set up here. So kind of like Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind. Imagine your profit and loss report. Determine which types of income sources you'd like to be tied or mapped to, linked to the products and services. And then on the outside, which expense, if you do buy things that are going to require bills and payments to vendors, how would you like those to hit? And if you can get those sorted out here, then you're going to have a better opportunity of rich reporting, and that's what we're after. We're after the reports real time that can help you see clearly your different income revenue sources and your different expense accounts going forward. Thanks for watching.